The Wednesday, August 2nd edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with $1,000 prize. Join at sportsgambling.podcast.com/Patreon. I almost got there. And with that, we will do this. Yay! Welcome. I should have bombed it as well. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan. Coming on in live. I'm just tweeting that portion out, saying that words out loud. Anyway, all right, there we go. It's done. It's done. It's all done. I'm all done. Here I am, man in the box. I'm just going to say words and titles for the rest of the until we get to football season, I guess. Now, I am CJ Sullivan. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. It is Wednesday, August 2nd. We are in August 2023. It's the Wednesday Bomb Show. Live, 1 o'clock Pacific, as we moved for our month of August up until football season. And then we'll be going Mondays and Thursdays in the mornings. But we got a big show today. MLB trade deadline I'm going to talk about. The Iowa State gambling scandal. That's a fun one. And I'll give out some golf bombs for the Wyndham Championship, just in case you guys want some long shot winners. That's the preview. But welcome. I should be doing more exciting things than that, actually. Oh, I know what's so exciting. Well, one, I'm back in the studio. I'm in Eagle Rock. We're excited to be here. God damn it. I'm already cursing. Back in the studio. I brought my awful tablet. This is the new soundboard I got coming in. So watch out. We're back in the studio. Fuck Master Flex. Yesterday I was did show Monday from home. As I told everyone, I was preparing for the colonoscopy. The greatest excuse that people don't know what to do with. Even today, they're coming in. I was coming in the studio, the office, like, what? Do we get a car wash ready? What do we do? Lay paper? What happens? Nothing. It's fine. Everything went well. It's nothing to it. It's just the days beforehand is what sucks. You gotta cleanse out. But when you go in there, they put you under. They give you the Michael Jackson drugs, and then they let you up, and then that's it. Everyone's putting clothes on. I don't know what happens in these hospitals. The whole doctor, nurse, that whole world, there's a lot of grab ass going on in that whole community. A lot of dancing around and, they're doing TikTok videos. They're wearing scrubs. They got all the drugs back there. Who knows what the fuck's going on with those people out there? But they're swinging, oh, the doctor will be coming to see you. And then the nurses got little catty fights and they're playing around with each other. Too much joking. I don't like it. Anyway, everyone good. I'm just kidding. They were all fine. Like I said, yeah, good show today. Wednesday. It is getting hot in August. And right. And here we go. What's up, C-Generates? Come on in to the, oh man. The new soundboard's already a disaster. New soundboards. I bought this. See that? It's already making noises. JC from KC. What's up, C-Generates? Let's put your comment up there on the board. Welcome. I bought a tablet on Amazon Prime Day, to get my own soundboard, and I just downloaded a quick free one right now, so it's got stupid, terrible ones like detonated wham.
The recommended amount of detonated wham I should have to the server.
I don't know what that means. Leroy Jenkins. That sounds problematic. Leroy Jenkins. That's pretty good. All right, I can see why that works. Anyway, like I said, I got on Amazon Prime. I didn't even know what I got on Amazon Prime Day. And then this tablet showed up for like $60. Take a couple Ambien, you got Amazon Prime Day. That's a dangerous combination. I've said this before. Pardon me. It's gotten so bad with Amazon where I don't even buy things that I need. I buy things that I already own that I just can't find around the house. I'm like, why am I looking or everywhere for something where I know it's not going to be? Where I could look tomorrow where one will exactly be for like $18. I got a new charger. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, so welcome to and C Generates. We I know JC, you're the one that came in, or we've serial wanted the soccer. We lost the soccer bombs, the World Cup. Ladies, we'll talk about that real quick. The Lady World Cup, US, they did win. I mean, they moved on. They advanced to the knockout phase. And to play Sweden, it's gonna be a tough one. It was a loss/draw win. Only in soccer can you go 0-0. It looked terrible. Everyone hated them. You should be ashamed of yourselves for advancing to the 16, for not dominating, because they haven't looked great. Hell, they only beat fucking Vietnam, right? 3-0, and even that was only 3-0. So yeah, everyone was upset with America being happy that they get the American team, the lady soccer team, for a lady advancing to the lady knockout round. They were dancing and doing selfies with the crowd. They're with kids. There's like little girl. That's what's this is hilarious. So the U.S. women's soccer team, they're always heralded as like heroes for little girls, and what role models for girls athletes and all this shit. And that's what they're pulling. That's a whole marketing campaign. And then when they take pictures with these kids afterwards, they get criticized for it. Well, they shouldn't. They should be ashamed. They shouldn't be dancing with those kids. They shouldn't be taking pictures with the kids. They should tell them that they failed and to go home and do homework. And it doesn't matter unless you win by 5 goals. Carly Lloyd laid into him. That's what they said. She didn't even lay into him. She's just like, yeah, they shouldn't be doing it. So they should show some respect. Sign some autographs. It's fine, but you don't smile. Don't smile so much. I always love the lady soccer criticism. It's all over the place. They can do nothing right or wrong. Same time. Anyway, we'll get into that. What else do you have? I don't know why we just didn't do the no goals. No goals. Both teams score no. We talked about earlier what a trend was on. I think it finished like 35-11. That both teams wouldn't score. Nobody fucking scores. It's amazing. Brazil needed to win. The Marta, whatever her name is. The legend. The Jamaica. 0-0 again. Jamaica, by the way. They don't score and they refuse. Well, they don't let other teams score. That's their strat. That's their style, their defense. And they just refuse to score. You can see like sometimes they have open shots like, nope, no thank you. Let's just kick this out of bounds, take a goal kick. We'd rather just share the field with you. Carly Lloyd did drop some bombs on the ladies soccer team. And it was so funny because Alexi Lawless, God damn it. I can't do this. Alexi Lawless, who usually does the soccer ripping, he knows it's a bad look if he just rips on the women's soccer team. You can't have a man doing it. So they brought Carly in there for a little Mrs. Lawless, and she got into it. Let's see if I can.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Epic rap crowd. Oh, that's laugh. What's epic rap crowd noise? Oh, here it is. Epic rap crowd. That's slang for black. That's like when they say urban, they can't say that. So they say, so that's like if you burn someone. Epic rap crowd. That's hilarious. Oh my God. No. You're right. Even Alexi was like, calm down, but Alexi's like, yeah, thank you. I mean, okay, you're allowed to say that, right? I know I can't. Anyway, so that happened. They'll move on now. If they're going to, it doesn't look like they're going to right the ship. I mean, it's been 3 games now. They obviously can. They're still talented, but it didn't look good when they put Abby Wambach in, and Alex Morgan doesn't look. She's missing stuff. They look just old and bad. And then they hit the post. That was a good line. That was a good line by Carly Lloyd. I love Carly Lloyd. I want her ripping on women. I want Lloyd ripping on women. Lady on lady smack talk all the time. Love Carly Lloyd. She says the player of the game was that post, you bitches. They should let her say bitches. You fucking sluts. Jesus, Carly. A lot of lady on lady crime coming up. We'll get to that in the Man in the Box. We're going to talk a little Lizzo towards the end. Anyway, the Man in the Box will be at the end. I'm going to talk Lizzo in some shows. That was some fun. Speaking of which, Bruce Arena, speaking of soccer, then I'll get to the reads. Well, let me get to the reads real quick. Then I'll do that. Just because this show's getting away from me already. I'm not even talking about anything yet. All right, Sports Gambling Podcast. Patreon is perfect for the diehard degen. Sign up for the Patreon to get access to exclusive contests, including the NFL win total contest with a $1,000 first place prize, plus a monthly SGP Stories podcast, an ad-free uncensored show highlighting the best stories from decades of being the gens. There's even a Discord channel just for patrons. The Sports Gambling Podcast has and always will give out all their picks for free. Don't worry about that. You get the bombs for free, no problem. But the Patreon is a great way to support the network and fight back against corporate gambling. Fight corporate gambling. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. The SportsGamblingPodcast.com/Patreon. And that is the bomb of an ad read by me. I like that. Fight corporate gambling. There's enough corporation in our world now. We don't need our gambling. We don't need the government in my gambling. That's what I always say at the ball game when I'm 50-50. You can't even pay cash anymore for 50-50 tickets. It's all credit card. What? I don't want the government involved in my goddamn gambling. I don't want people knowing. Look at my wife. Where does 50-50 money's going? Everything. That's something we did during COVID. How many of these fucking companies? Man, I'm like cursing for no reason. That still carry on to COVID. I had to wear the mask yesterday. And all right, I got at the hospital, wear the mask. But other things, well, since the COVID and social distancing and, we don't touch the credit, no cash since COVID. First of all, I never understood how putting your card into a machine that millions of other people do and it's jamming it in there in the same place is any more sanitized than cash. Yeah, I know cash is dirty, but cards and card machines are just as filthy. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? Speaking of gambling, let's get into the Iowa State thing. I was going to talk about Bruce Arena. Bruce Arena, just real quick. He used to be the men's World Cup soccer coach, and now he's coaches the MLS team. He just got suspended for insensitive comments, and it's one of my pet peeves. Besides the word pet peeve, is that's the article gets fired for insensitive comments. Then you click on the article, and they don't tell you what the comments are. What did he say? And when it comes to soccer coaches and firing for their comments are usually pretty good. World renowned. We're all the way around the world. Soccer coaches have always had insensitive comments, and they're usually pretty good ones. So come on. You can't tease. Let's get some reporting and find out what the fuck. I mean, they fired him. They must have been sweet. Those are the comments we need here in the bottom line bombs. Those are things I can get behind. I was going to say,
Tonight's edition of That Was a Disgusting Act.
These sound words are getting too confusing for me. Anyway, let's get into the Iowa State story. And I will. Oh yeah, shoot. Now I'm getting text messages. Text messages from Stacking the Money Green about lunch. Sorry, guys. I gotta add that in there. Yeah, we'll talk about the baseball trade deadline, and I'll give an MLB bomb during this segment, but right after this Iowa State, because this Iowa State story is hilarious to me. Iowa athletics in general is getting bombarded with this gambling investigation. Iowa players, Iowa State players, there's like 15 in Iowa, 20 in Iowa State. There's all kinds of players. But now it just came out, Iowa State's quarterback, Hunter Deckers. He was their starting quarterback. He threw for like 3,000 yards last year. He's getting charged with tampering amid sports his investigation. His story was, now I can't believe all these players. And the Bronco defensive end, he went to Iowa State. They all bet on Iowa State. How dumb are these fucking guys? And I get it. But gambling commercial. I know, but you can't bet on football on a team that you play for, especially in college. This kid made 366 mobile bets for a total of $27.99, almost $2,800, which is hilarious. That comes out to about $7.64 a bet. That's smart. What are you doing? What are you playing? Bingo, penny bingo cards? What are you doing? Fucking $10 teasers? You're going to throw away your get an NIL deal, kid. And then put it on a parlay. Let's make some real money. So he was underage. So he's not even getting busted really for the gambling, which he is. What's funny is they try to do a system where they try to fool where it wasn't him. So he had his mom sign up. His mom, Jamie Durkers, which is a good Iowa mom's name, Jamie. And if you see the thumbnail, there she is. There's Jamie. Yeah, that was Jamie making the bets. She made 26 bets on Iowa State game. She just likes to, get a little action, a little juice when she's at the game there with the other moms at the tailgate. And she likes to lay the wood when they're playing Oklahoma State at home. What a hilarious fucking. I love that way. It was my mom. Well, your mom's a sick degenerate. We like her. We like Jamie. He made 297 bets when he was under 21. And that's the thing. If you're not aware, like if you're not into gambling or known gambling, you hear those numbers. Like that sounds like a lot. The money's not a lot, obviously. But you hear, wow, 366 bets. He's got a problem. Or the mom has a problem. That Iowa mom sure has a problem. But yeah, then you realize it's on your phone. You got in-game betting. You got halftime bet. I mean, it gets away from you. That's nothing. That could be happened in one weekend. When you wake up the Monday wake up, oh God, what happened? Your account's drained. You have fucking 3,000 pending. Pending? Yeah, I played an Iowa State volleyball game. What the hell was I doing? That's the thing. They bet on everything across Iowa State. So he bet on 26 Iowa State games, including one football. So not all football. One was an Oklahoma State football game. The quarterback for Iowa State. What genius plan was to say, no, don't worry. It was just my mom. It was my mom making bets on Iowa State football. No, nothing to see here, NCAA or FBI. I love it. Love those Cyclones. Go Clones. Down out of names in their goddamn taco pizza. Anyway, Hunter Decker. So Iowa State win totals just went plummeting. Get your unders while you can. And they have Tony Meatball's son as their backup quarterback. Coach Meatball of Anthony Beck. His kid Rocco. Of course, he named his kid Rocco. The fucking Paisano. From Delran, New Jersey, Anthony Beck, coach of the St. Louis Battlehawks in the XFL. He was a tight end for the Jets, first round pick. Went to West Virginia. Also from Delran, which is the town next to me growing up. So I have stories I have personal history with Tony Meatball and his kid And now he's got his kid who's going to be the quarterback at Iowa State. Now, if you would have told me that Anthony Beck's mom made some bets, that would be believable. Then I'd be like, all right, Rocco Beck's mom made some round robins and some if parlays and broke some legs. Yeah, that makes sense. But no, Hunter's mom is taking the fucking dive, taking the dime for his kid. Anyone who names their fucking kid Hunter, their mom's just taking the rap. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the baseball trade deadline. That's my running bit. Until I get my other soundboard ready, that's gonna be my running bit. That's my music for every list. We got R.I.P. to Pee Wee Herman. U.S. women's soccer 0-0. All right. Trade deadline happened yesterday. Let's take a look at my notes, my paper, my passion notes. It wasn't a great trade deadline. The Mets were the only ones that gave a shit. They were the ones that they dumped Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander. Verlander went to Houston because, of course, it makes all the sense in the world. Just a couple months off for New York to get $80 million, whatever the hell it is, and then go back to Houston. Great. Just what we need is the damn Castro, the Verlander. The Dodgers, they didn't really do much. They got Lance Lynn, who's awful. They won last night versus Oakland, but Jesus Christ. People only hit 500-foot bombs off Lance Lynn. That's all the things that happens. Anyway, what the fun part was the Dodgers tried to get Eduardo Rodriguez from Detroit. And it looked like it was going to have, they announced it. And then all of a sudden Detroit's like, well, turns out he's got a no trade clause for like 10 teams or 5 teams, whatever. We didn't even know. We wouldn't even think he would have this. Why did we even give this to him? We didn't think he'd use it. We thought, who wouldn't want to get out of Detroit? Nobody uses this trade to shut down. Anyway, long story short, he shut down the trade to LA. He got traded to Dodgers, a first place team who will be competing for the World Series in LA. I imagine a man like Eduardo Rodriguez would enjoy the culture in Los Angeles. But no, he said he wants to be close to his family for the next 2 months. It's 2 months, and his family lives in Florida. I get it. There's not a lot of direct flights from LA to Detroit or to Florida. LAX anywhere. Sometimes, you got to stay on that coast. I mean, a flight itself is probably maybe an hour and a half more, but you're a fucking baseball player. I'm sure the Dodgers can take care of you for a couple months and give you a nice jet there. Right? Seems suspect. So I like that he did it, because now all of Los Angeles Dodger fans, they can't believe, why wouldn't he want to play for LA? God yeah. Have you been here? Not everyone loves LA. Not everyone's Randy Newman out here, okay? I don't know if you look outside, but it's horrible. But that is great. I want to be close to my family. my family down in Florida. So I want to stay in Detroit. All right. And so the Dodgers announced they got him, and then it's so funny because Detroit had no clue. Nobody looked into it. They just assumed, of course, Rodriguez will want to go to Los Angeles. How does he have a no trade clause? And why is he looking at? I'm good here in Detroit. I kind of like their pizza. It's like Chicago deep dish, but not as heavy, a little lighter. I like the new Justified show. He kind of shows Detroit up pretty well. That new Justified, by the way. I love Justified, the TV show, if you haven't watched that. I watched that during the pandemic. I took all of it in. It's a great show. And now they just rebooted it for He's in Detroit, which is, it's fine. I watch it because I'll watch because I'm hooked with, old Raylan Givens, Sheriff Marshal Raylan Givens. It's not the same though, because it's not Kentucky. And there's no Boyd Crowder. You need Boyd Crowder, Walter Goggins. They dug Cole together. The new enemy's good. He's cool villain, but he's no Boyd Crowder. They didn't dig Cole together. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like Raylan up in Detroit, to be honest with you. I don't like him messing around with them. He should be messing up there. They should be messing with him. Get Raylan back in Kentucky with that cowboy hat. The first running show, it's so good. It's Walker, Texas Ranger done. This is my MLB trade deadline, by the way. Talk. It's like Walker, Texas Ranger done right. You know what I mean? It's like one of those Saturday afternoon shows where you don't know what time it's on, what channel it's on, but it's just on. Saturday at 4 p.m. or something. Like Walker, Texas Ranger or Baywatch. It's just on. You never miss it. And you can have it on in the background. Nothing really connects over to the next episode. You can watch them all independently, but it's good. If you never saw the First Justified, I recommend binging that. It's Kentucky hillbillies and coal miners, but they make them look, they don't dumb them down. They don't make them look so, they're not slack jawed, is what I'm trying to say. It's just, they do those people smart, if you will. How'd I get into this? Oh, because the new Justified is on. And there was a new episode last night in Detroit. It's getting good. And then Rodriguez said, you know what? I don't want to go to LA. I want to ride this out here in Detroit. See what happens. Anyway. What else happened? So the Mets did trade, right? The Mets traded Verlander and Scherzer. And I like and Robertson. They've got rid of a lot. And Fan, who's probably the best hitter. Which is great. I don't mind a team giving up, admitting that they're feeding, but they don't admit it. They can't do it. For some reason, we just don't let them do it publicly. You have to say something. And it goes, no, this isn't a white flag. We just want to see if some other guys who we never thought of playing could play. We just thought we'd do that. It's not a surrender. We're not, we're selling, but we're not surrendering. Okay. You just shipped off $200 million worth of players. You're giving up. And then Scherzer and Verlander said that they're not going to be. They're not even competing for next year. It could be for 2025. All right, shut up, old man. Because they wanted to stay with the Mets. They were both bad. Verlander was okay. Scherzer was terrible. But they'll be fine now, I'm sure. No change of pace. It's always fun watching the Mets fail. I love watching the Mets fail, even more than the Yankees. The Yankees got an international pride. The Mets are the worst. They really are, especially as a Philly fan, because they have the Mets, much like the Jets, have that inferiority complex, but within their own city. So they have that combination of New York assholes who think they're better than everyone, but yet they're still inferior to their own city, and they get bullied on that. They're the New York little brother. And then they lash out on people. Mets going to Met is right. Captain Insane. I'll put that up there. Always great to see the Mets. So good luck, Mets 2025. Hope that works out for you.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Other teams that didn't do anything. Speaking of New York, the Yankees did nothing. They got one middle reliever. They swapped the middle reliever. They did the classic cardinal sin, as they say in the trade deadline. They just didn't participate. They didn't buy. They didn't sell. They did nothing. And then Cashman's like, yeah, well, we got some players coming back. We can win some games down the road. Okay, great. What the fuck does that mean? Well, we're not making the playoffs, but we can win some games down the road. And what people hate about it is not that they didn't buy, is that they didn't sell. You have to do one or the other. You can't not participate. Listen, Yankees in Baltimore, while we're at it, Baltimore's even more confusing because they're going to win. Well, they can win. They're in the first place in the division. But I think Baltimore doesn't even believe that they're good. Like, there's no way we hold up. Baltimore's loaded with prospects, and they didn't want to get rid of any of them. To get some pitchers. Get some fucking pitchers. You need pitchers. And you can win. You can win this thing right now. Like, I don't think we can. we looked into it, and we're a fraud. This is all smoke and mirrors. We're gonna fall apart. So they're in first place. But the Yankees. I don't even know. How does Brian Cashman keep getting extensions? It's amazing. And the money he makes there as the general manager for the Yankees. But we're upset that they just didn't participate because we're like, listen, we call this trade deadline. We have countdowns. We have special Sports Center shows. We got Jason Stark. We got, who's the dork baseball guy who loves it? Oh, God. And Gerardo Rivera, Buster Olney, and all that. They do special trade deadline shows. Listen, we fired people for this. You got to do something, Yankees. We don't care what it is. Trade Chapman back to the Cubs. Who cares? I love when teams decide that they're buyers or not sellers or stand patters because they go on a weird 6-game win streak. Like the Cubs. The Cubs were like, we're selling all year. There's no way Cody Bellinger is going to be a Cub by the end of the year. And then they go on a week-long winning streak versus the Cardinals. Like, maybe we're not so shitty. No, you are. Don't worry about it. But the division's so bad. Like, fuck it. That's right, Captain Santa. You got a relief pitcher. 4-9 pitching another one with the ERA over 7. I know. Great job. They just swapping middle relievers for no reason. They did it just like, okay, I guess we have to do something. We have to fill up the transaction line. These owners don't care anymore. Anyway. But I just love it. We did the show. We have the trade deadline countdown. You have to participate. Tim Kirchin. Tim Kirchin has sex dreams about this day. You better participate. You got to fulfill it. Oh. You can't just. You're the fucking Yankees. Who cares? That's what I love when that's what they're trying to play. Well, they're saving up for Ohtani. Saving up. They said that about the Dodgers too. Oh, they're happy they didn't get Verlander because that keeps them in the Ohtani rate. What are you talking about? These teams have more money than God. They make $300 million mistakes all the time. Trevor Bauer, whatever. Max Scherzer didn't work out, whatever. Who cares? Throw them away. We'll get another one. We'll get another $500 million Cy Young winner. If like the Pittsburgh Pirates made a $250 million mistake, they'd be set back for life. I mean, like that would set them back 30 years. It would financially devastate them. The team would fall into one of the rivers. That's like me if I get a cavity. If I get a cavity and I got to get a root canal, that'll set me back about 6 months financially, at least. So I can't do it. So I just chew on the other side of my mouth. That's my dental plan that I have. I chew on the other side. Anyway, and the Baltimore Orioles, that's who you got to be most disappointed with. I can't believe Baltimore didn't do anything. They're a great team. They're doing good, but they still, I believe they don't believe in themselves. You got to believe Baltimore. It's baseball. You just got to make the playoffs. And now that every team make the playoffs, and that's the thing with prospects too. They have tons of prospects. First of all, where are you going to play them all? And barely any of them work out. I did like the 1-for-1 trade. Was it Scherzer for Acuna's brother? 1-for-1. One prospect, one Hall of Famer. Let's do it. And that way we can keep tabs on who won the trade. Oh boy. Anyway. All right. Let me get Jesus God. This show's getting away. I think do I say that every show? See generates that this show's getting away from me. I realize the time. I feel like I look up And I'm always losing track of the time, and I'm always just running my mouth, not keeping any control or pace. But some of you guys like it. I don't know. Anyway, let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy, though. We're brought to you by, they love it because we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. The NFL season's right around the corner, and Underdog Pick'em's a great way to get down on a ton of NFL player props, and is available in a ton of markets. Plus, plenty of opportunities to win their daily MLB contest. And, of course, make sure to enter Best Ball Mania 4, where the first place gets $3 million. Head over to UnderdogFantasy.com and use promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. And we're back on the Bottom Line Bombs here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Quick ad reads that was. I never know. This is when we come back to the show. I've been doing it live, and you guys are with me live. I never know what the ads are right before me that go after those reads because we plug them in later. And if I listen to them, sometimes the segues are a little odd. Like Bauer's Funeral Home for when your loved ones go away. And I come back, and we're back here, man, in the box. How about Lizzo? Just I don't match the energy sometimes with some of the weird commercials that we do. Anyway, but welcome back. And thank you, everyone who is watching live, who get to watch the magic while it happens on YouTube. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Like this video on YouTube. Before I used to say I didn't care if you did hit like. Now I do. You hit fucking like. You're right there. It's so easy. And if I get in your algorithm, so what? You need me in that algorithm. I'm in my own algorithm. I can't stand it. I'm everywhere on my phone. I'm everywhere on my phone. Hey, I'm going to go to Verizon. How do I get me out of my phone? Anyway, so if you're listening to the podcast right now, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page too, which is Bottom Line Bombs on SGPN. All right, let's get into it. That's it. That's going to do it for the ad read. So now we can just finish the show off and get into our groove. I want to give out some golf. Did I not give out my baseball bomb yet? I should have done that. Well, you know what? That's how you tease people to listen to the end of the show. Let me give out the baseball bomb real quick, and then I'm going to get into the Wyndham Championship in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is not the last golf tournament, but second to last, I think. People are just getting in their last FedEx playoff point possibilities. And like I said, it's becoming a golf show because I keep hitting these golf bombs. Although we didn't really hit. We hit the heads up last week. We faded Justin Thomas. We're going to do that again with Matsuyama. He didn't even make the cut. So that money should have been in your account by Friday night. Anyway, I'll go to your Yankees, Captain Insano. Sounds like you're a Yankee fan. God bless you. I like him today to avoid the sweep versus Tampa Bay at home with Garrett Cole, the only guy you can trust besides Judge, of course. Cole's been amazing. I think he's only had 3 bad starts all year. He's going to win the no, don't need to apologize. He's going to win a Cy Young. I think he's your Cy Young winner at home, and it's only a -110 price for Tampa Bay. Of course, there's a reason for that. He's going up against Shea McClanahan, who is also in a Cy Young race, which is also, we like the under at 8, -120. Let's bomb that first. Bomb under 8, Yankees, Tampa Bay. And we'll correlate that with the Yankees -110. So those are 2 baseball bombs for you, Captain Sale, just for being in the chat room. So I don't like your Yankees a lot. Although the AL East is tough. You gotta admit. If they were in the AL Central, they'd be riding high. They'd be fucking up by 10 games probably win that division. I don't know. I didn't look up the numbers. So, all right, here we are. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got golf. We're getting into some golf bomb. Let's get into it. Wyndham Golf. can't believe how long that song is. I love it. Yeah, Wyndham Golf. It's going to be another tournament where it'll probably be around -20. You have to be accurate though, I guess, at the tee. This is all I read. I go to golf gambling Twitter. We share some plays. But on a tournament like this, it's fun because you can get some real long shots can come in. Like last week's was a long shot. It was 100 to 1 or whatever his name was. So I want to give you one kind of favor from the top of the board, and we'll back it up at the top 10. And I'll give you 3 long shot bombs that if they come in, you're going to have a nice bankroll for NFL and college futures, which I'll be doing all the rest of August. Generates. I'll be doing all you've been asking for, and you're going to get it. You're going to get some. It's going to be football previews from here on in, up until the season starts, all the rest of August. Anyway, we'll break that down. But first, let's hit this Wyndham. Let's hit this fucking Wyndham Championship. Why not? The top player we're going to go with Russell Henley. He's at 20 to 1. We'll bomb that. And his top 10 is plus 225. Always back that up. He's my favorite to win. He's like 5th, 6th down the board. He plays great here. His game matches up for this course very well. He is, I think the last 3 times he's played here, he's been in the top 10 all 3 times. So that's pretty good. 3 top 10 finishes in a row here. Doesn't get better than that. So you can feel pretty confident of that plus 225. Not that obviously he's going to repeat it. It's golf, but that's not the fun one. Let's see if we can hit one of these 3 long shot bombs. We're going to go with Lucas Glover at 75 to 1. Bomb that. And plus 750 for top 10. Bomb it. Glover's a guy people forgot about because he missed a cut. He didn't go, but he's been playing good. He's been playing good. That's the thing. That's the thing with some of these long shots. You ride them, and then they miss a cut, and then people forget about them. Then they come back, and that's when you get them on that low price. That's what Brian Harman did. Everyone was on Harman. Then he missed a cut, so everyone's like, fuck him. Then he won the British Open. Drinking out of that cup in the airport, little bastard. But here's a couple fun ones, right? You ready for these guys? This is interesting. We're gonna go Justin Sue at 110 to 1. Bomb it. I really like him. His top 10 is plus 750. Bomb that. Which you think would be higher for 110 to 1, because we're also gonna go with Brandon Wu at 100 to 1. Bomb that. And his top 10 is plus 850. So that usually doesn't make sense. Oh, jeez. Turn the volume down. Sorry, I turned my bomb volume down there. Let me bomb it up. Ready to hear this? Because if that does hit, well, then it's going to be an explosion. But those are huge. It's 110 to 1, 100 to 1, and 75 to 1. But isn't it odd that Justin Sue's top 10 is plus 750 and Brandon Wu's plus 850? Even though it's 110? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyway, I like all those. I like those 3 bombs. We'll keep it tight. And Russell Henley obviously play him a little heavier, only at 20 to 1. In one matchup, we're gonna do this one. We're definitely gonna bomb big, 5 units. I mean, we're gonna keep fading Justin Thomas until he proves that he's gotten out of it. He keeps saying like, I'm not playing that bad. It was just 4 or 5. So he sounds like me making excuses for my golf game. No, I'm bad. Not that he's bad. He's great. I love Justin Thomas, but he's playing bad right now. He's just in, and there's no way. He knows he's not making the Ryder Cup now. I think if anything, he's just going to get this season over with and get the hell out of here. It's right at the end of the season. But he's like, I'm just 4 or 5 swings. That was like 8 strokes right there. If that doesn't happen, then I'm right there in the top 10. Okay, you're right. But that's what golf is. Obviously, it was only those couple swings, because if you swung everything like that, you'd shoot 150. That's how that works. So you can do a matchup: JT Poston over JT. So it's JT on JT action. It's only minus 115. So take that matchup right there. JT Ponce and bomb it. That's a big one. And that should do it for that. See, people were asking about the NFL. Yeah, there is an NFL preseason game tomorrow. People want action on that. Who's it? The Browns and the Jets. I would not be playing that game, but if you did want to play it, I'd recommend the under. It's 33.5. That first preseason game in Canton is always, I mean, I don't mind. Listen, we'll be betting preseason. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you have a problem if you're betting preseason. Those people have gambling problems that don't understand that betting preseason is better than regular season. Regular season betting, I mean, good luck trying to solve those numbers. Those numbers are impossible. Preseason, at least you got a fair shake at it. People are quitting, you have advantages. But anyway, I'll get into preseason later next week, obviously in August when we do football preview. But I would recommend the under for that awful Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. 33.5. But we're not playing that. Jets, Cleveland too. Maybe take Cleveland. Who fucking knows? That's not even. That's like the pre-K to pre-K. The dress rehearsal to dress rehearsal, where they're not even doing it. There's no way you're going to see an Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson in that game. But it'll be football, so that's exactly what they say to you too. It's football, so shut up about it. You'll take this and like it. You're right, football. We will. We'll take anything you got. And with that, we got the box. Let's go to the box. We are back. And well, we got more people here in the Chad G. Welcome to the show. In the comments says he's fucking love it. I'll go ahead and read a positive comment. I fucking love CJ and just threw my shirt at the monitor. Now I'm going streaking through the quad. Let's do it, Chad. I don't know what any of that means, but all right. I want to go ahead and hide that comment. That was just for a little bit. We are in the box, but if you are throwing your shirt off and throwing it at the monitor and going streaking naked in the quad, Chad G, I will not body shame you. Unlike Lizzo. That was the big story yesterday. Lizzo's getting canceled for body shaming. What a fun story that is. I just saw Lizzo trending. Usually when Lizzo trends, it's because someone makes an insensitive fat joke and everyone's like, about Lizzo. And everyone's like, you can't do that. Lizzo's empowering. There's a lot of defending. It's all people who, it seems so insincere, the Lizzo defending. It's all people who are like, she's a queen. And who would, there's jokes about it. But if you said you look like her, there's a meme. There's actually a meme that says that, I believe. Like, oh, Lizzo's a queen. She's gorgeous. Oh, you look like Lizzo. Fuck you, you piece of shit. No one wants to be called that. I have nothing against Lizzo. It was amazing, though. So there's a story that came out yesterday, by the way. I should probably update. Lizzo, getting sued by some of her dancers for hazing and, making her eat bananas. Took her to a strip club in Amsterdam and they made her dancers eat bananas and went in strippers' vaginas. That doesn't sound like a punishment to me, but all right. Things they didn't want to do. So sexual abuse, things like that. But also toxic behavior. That's keywords kids like to say. And some fat shit, which is weird. Fat on fat crime. I'll get into that in a second. Fat on fat. And the mentality behind that. Yeah, I guess dancers, like she commented on dancers' weights, saying that they're lazy, if they gained weight, which is weird because she has a reality show that's based on fat. That's her whole brand is fat dancers. So whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about before that? Oh, the excitement. That was so weird. So I saw it trending. Like, okay, usually someone makes an insensitive joke about Lizzo, but that's not what happened. She was trending because of this lawsuit. And now it's like her day of reckoning. And Twitter was ecstatic. They were so happy to cancel Lizzo. It was kind of gross. They're like, yes, finally, I told you about this motherfucker. Like, Jesus. All right. I don't think this is about her at all. This is something to do with you. No, it's because people couldn't make the regular fat jokes and they were mad about it. And now that they found out that Lizzo was doing it, they're like, you motherfucker. I told you. God. So if anything, Lizzo did you fat phobists a favor. She allowed you to make fat jokes again. She brought them back again. She took them away, and now she says you can do them. So that's the joke. Who is the dancer that she's fat shaming? And it has nothing to do with that, but it kind of does. And I get the fat on fat crime. That's how we are. That's how anyone is. That's how hazing works. It's why sports writers, they look down upon bloggers and podcast and radio shows, whatever. Like they'll look down upon, because in the newspaper world, they were looked down upon in all the newspaper by real writers because they didn't think sports was real. So instead of empathizing and sympathizing with that, it's like, oh, I'm not going to do that. No, they're like, they like all of us, we look for someone below us to carry on the fucking hate. So fat people, I said that like Jan Brady or something. Fat people. Yes. When we get ridiculed, instead of saying, well, we're going to stop that chain of hate, we just look for someone else fatter to make us feel better. Well, at least I'm not that. That's a slate. I also connect this with Philly sports fans, which I also am. Double whammy. Philly sports fans, everyone looks down upon them, and they accept the role as the scumbag sports fans because it's better than looking at yourself. The reality is all sports fans are terrible, no matter who it is. All fans and fanatics are awful in their own way. But at least Philly is, eating horse shit or whatever, or vomiting and punching, whatever the fuck they're doing. Or getting tased in a field and throwing up little girls. They're horrible animals. So everyone gets to look down upon them and say, well, at least I'm not them. At least I'm not at least I don't have to grease the poles and have a prison inside here. So instead of having to go and die and checking in, look in your own situation, go, well, at least I'm not Lizzo's fourth dancer to the left. Whoever the fuck that is. That's what Lizzo's saying. You know what I mean? At least I'm not you. So then you get that fat on fat shame. So, and then it was just the ecstaticness. It's just amazing. I'm looking at the picture. It was just obnoxious. The big girls, watch out for the big girls. Because then it became a point where, like, I'm not saying her music's bad. None of the music's for me. But when your whole brand is just being a big girl, and then you make fun of the big girls, you're setting it up. They packed her bags, as they say on the internet, on Twitter. Beyonce skipped her name last night in a concert and said Erykah Badu a couple times over. I'm up on it. I'm up on Black Twitter and the whole thing. That's where you get your news. That's where you get the good news. That's where you get your tea. C-generates, if you guys need notes. But they were so excited to rip on Lizzo. Chad G says, before they cancel, there are some of us who are getting humiliated. I mean, I like it. So more now. That's what I'm saying. I think I'll put that up there. That's what I'm saying, Chad G. I'm saying Lizzo, if anything, she runs a goddamn business. And if the backup dancers are meant to be tortured and humiliated, they're supposed to be on edge. Their life is bullshit. You're doing, first of all, I can get into the whole backup dancer routine. It's amazing how you need backup dancers for every fucking thing in music and pop music now. Whatever happened, that's when you know your music's bad anyway. All the dancers. Why do you need so much choreographed dance? Would the song be any better if you didn't have so many choreographed dancers? But dancers should be always on edge. They should be weighed every week. They should get laser pointers and pinned down and pinched. Good point. So drove J-Lo to greatness. She was a fly girl. Afraid to live in color. Get on the scale. Get out of here like De Niro, Casino. You gain 2 pounds, take the bricks. So Lizzo's just kept passing on that tradition and making them all terrified for their lives and not giving them any mental health insurance. It's toxic. No shit, it's toxic. You're a backup dancer for a plus-size flute rapist. What do you think this life's going to be like? All right. Got my hair around, rock, 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 rock. It is a little bit weird though. I think people hate the Lizzo fans, and even a Lizzo fan because she was literally identification. All right, Lizzo fans. Sorry, your fat queens got canceled. Time to go back to your Ouija boards and crying in your bedroom. Back to basics. I am beautiful, no matter what they say. I used to always think that Christina Aguilera song when she did that. Like, what are you talking about, Christina? You're not these people. Anyway, oh, the excitement. What else did I want to talk about? I already did talk about Justified. I'm in. See, that's a show that doesn't really need to be week by week. That's weird how they're doing that week by week, but FX threw The Bear all at once. The Bear would have been good week by week. I finally finished season 2. I already told you my opinions about The Bear on Hulu. Season 1, I watched people go a little too nuts about it. Oh, that's what a restaurant's like, and everyone's screaming at anxiety. I'm like, okay, calm down. You're making a beef stand. It's a fucking beef stand. And now season 2, they act like they went through Vietnam War. Was my thing. That was my point. So now I finally watched season 2 all at once. I mean, not all at once, in a week, whatever, binge. But I hate when I don't know if I like when some shows should be stretched out. If you haven't seen season 2, I mean, it's good, whatever. It's more of the Bear. It's more of the drama. I don't know. I don't understand how they hear any orders with all that Pearl Jam and REM playing all the time. No wonder why they can't hear any orders. Turn the music down, and you can fucking. But anyway, it's still even more ridiculous. There's a Christmas episode. It's an hour long with a bunch of guests, which is a great episode. That's amazing. It's got Bob Odenkirk and fucking John Mulaney and Jamie Lee Curtis, and it goes on, and it's a really good episode. And that, but after that's over, then you get into the next episode where like Richie goes to a 5-star Michelin restaurant and puts on a suit and he gets clean. And like, oh, that's right. It's back to this bullshit again. And you forget all about it. So this is really my complaint about The Bear. Although it is absurd. They just want to put positions for them to scream in. They went from short order cook Italian beef sandwich guys to unlicensed construction workers, because now they're building a new restaurant. And so they're just doing construction work. And then some others are world-renowned dessert chefs. Like they're going to Sweden and fucking like these 5-star. Like, what the hell are you guys taught? This is insane. I don't buy anything. Fuck the bear. Fuck the bears. I'm trying to say. Anyway, that's going to do it pretty much for the minute. I don't know why I'm going off so much. I don't know why The Bear upsets, because it is a good show. But it needs taken down or not. That's the problem with The Bear. See, that's the problem with some of these shows. It's a great show, The Bear. I'm not saying it's not. Although Jeremy Strong, what's this fucking eyeballs too? Can we get something? Can we get some Visine in there or something? Can we tone those? I don't like those live action Bart Simpson eyeballs. It stresses me out. Anyway, it's a great show, but it needs taken down a notch. It needs to be, because it asks a lot. It asks us to believe a lot. And I don't like believing that stuff. It's crazy. Anyway. All right. That's going to, good point. Serial comes in there and says, the man in the box telling people to tone it down. I know. Well, they need to calm down because I was like, yes, chef, right, chef. What? Everyone slow down. We're putting jardiniere on a hot beef sandwich. All right. Yes, chef. Everyone's a chef. I know it's a military, but we're talking about, all right. The door handle's broken. Yes, chef. I'm going to freeze to death, chef. Jamie Lee Curtis, too, by the way. All right, we get it. You're going for guest Emmy. We understand. All right. Can you bring your jaw back in a few notches as well? Catch the beginning, Serial. You're right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thank you, though, Serial, Chad G, Captain Insano, JC from KC, all of the commenters that came here live on YouTube. I will wrap up. I only gave out some bombs. I gave out some golf bombs. Russell Henley, Brandon Wu, Justin Sue, and Lucas Glover, my long shots. JT Poston over JT Thomas. Yankees and the under, my baseball bombs. That's a quick recap of the bombs. Other than that, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Obviously, the podcast, the Bottom Line Bombs, where everyone can be found. Spotify, your sound bits to do. Watch Justified on FX. You know what I also like about Justified? And it's better than The Bear. Even though the new version is what it is. The new version is obviously not as good. I talked about this earlier. But the first one, the Justified, when he's in Kentucky, he'd shoot somebody every fucking episode. He'd kill him. He's a marshal, which I don't even think you have that authority. The whole marshal job is a myth. Of it, like having like Tommy Lee Jones and the U.S. Marshals. That's my uncle's a marshal. All it is giving people summons and shit. You can like sign up online to be a marshal. Anyway, the point is, he would shoot someone every time in that show in Kentucky, and I like any movie or TV show that says the title of its show in the episodes of the show, and every episode. Givens, you shot a guy in the street. It was justified. All right. Well, I can't argue that. It was justified. It was justified. Don't worry, Chief. It was justified. He was going to pull. So I pulled first. Little 6-shooter. Like I said, the new one's still good. He's up in Detroit. Whatever. I don't really like him up in Detroit. He's got a little gray hair. He's still Raylan Givens. Still got the cowboy hat. And the villain's good, but he's not Boyd Crowder. They didn't dig coal together. And that's the whole point of that goddamn show is you dig coal together. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I forgot to put the goddamn banner on. I'll put it on for the end here. Follow me on all the socials. Instagram, CJ Sullivan was taken. The YouTube, you get Man in the Box videos there. Twitter, @CJ Sullivan _. Other than that, now I do got to go because we're pushed. Like I said, every episode I do, the time just gets away from me. And you're right. You're right, Serial. I need to tone it down. Maybe the Man in the Box needs to tone it down. All right, see ya.